So, welcome you all. In the last video, I had briefed you about the steps involved in analysis of dam. Okay, there were 6 steps. So, today in this video, we will deal with a problem, that is, we will solve a problem. Okay, so here I will read out the problem. So, a masonry dam 2 meter wide at top, 7 meter wide at bottom, 16 meter high. The height of water impounded is 15 meters with water face vertical. Determine the normal stress intensities at the base when the dam is empty and the dam is full. So this is the given problem. Okay, so this problem will be asked for 15 marks. Okay, so according to the given problem, I have written down the given details. That is, the top width of the dam is given. It is denoted by small a, and that is 2 meters. Bottom width of the dam is given. That is denoted by small b, and it is 7 meters. The total height of the dam is given. That is 16 meters. And the height of water impounded, that is the height of water stored in the dam, small h, it is given as 15 meters. Then the unit weight of water and unit weight of masonry will be given. So here in this problem, the unit weight of water W, small w, is given by 10 kilonewton per meter cube, and unit weight of masonry rho, it is given as 24 kilonewton per meter cube. So after writing down the given details, the first step is we have to draw a diagram. Okay, so this is the diagram what I have drawn as per the given details in the question. So as per the given details, the top width A is given as 2 meter, bottom width B is given as 7 meter, total height of the dam is given as 16 meter. Okay, and the height of water stored in the dam, it is given as 15 meter. So these are the given details as per the question paper. Okay, these are the given details as per the question paper. So first step is we have to draw the diagram as per the given details. After this diagram, we will start with the solution part. So the solution part, that is step number 1, unit weight, self weight of dam per unit length. So we have to calculate the self weight of the dam per unit length, and it is given by capital W. So we know the formula in the previous video, and also in the notes I have given the steps. So in the steps, the formula is capital W is equals to rho into capital A plus B divided by 2 into capital H, where rho is the unit weight of masonry, okay, and A is the top width of the dam, B stands for bottom width of the dam, and capital H stands for total height of the dam. So here you should not confuse between capital H and small h. Capital H is total height of the dam, and small h is height of water stored in the dam. Okay, so be specific with the notations, where you have to use capital W, where you have to use small w, where we have to use capital H, where we have to use small h. So these notations you have to be very specific, else the entire problem will be wrong. Okay, so after writing down the formula, we will substitute the values. So capital W is equals to rho. Rho is nothing but the unit weight of masonry. So unit weight of masonry is given as 24 kilonewton per meter cube. So I have to substitute the value as 24 into 2 plus 7. So 2 is nothing but the top width of the dam, and 7 is the bottom width of the dam, divided by 2 into total height of the dam, capital H, that is given as 16. Okay, so when we substitute all the values, we get the answer as 1728 kilonewtons. So self weight of dam per unit length is given as 1728 kilonewtons. So here to get this answer, as I have used the brackets, okay, so in the same way you have to use the brackets. Don't put all the values together in the calculator, you will get the wrong answer, okay. Where we have to use the brackets, you have to use the bracket to get the correct answer. So the self weight of the dam calculated is capital W is equals to 1728 kilonewton. So after calculating the total weight of the dam per unit length, the step number 2 is total pressure per unit length. It is given by capital P, okay. So total pressure means it is the total pressure which is acted by water. So that is why in the formula what we are using small w into small h square divided by 2, where small w is specific weight of water and small h is total height of water stored in the dam. So w into h square divided by 2. So when we substitute the values, so specific weight of water is given as 10 kilonewton per meter cube, and the total height of water stored is given as 15 meter. So when we substitute the values, we get the value of total pressure P is equals to 1125 kilonewton, that is 1125 kilonewtons, okay. So after getting the total pressure, we will move for the third step. So the step number 3 is we have to determine the distance between heel and point where resultant cuts the base, which is given by Z, okay. So this I have already shown in the analysis part as well as in the elementary profile. So we have to calculate the distance between the heel and the point where the resultant cuts the base, okay. For stability of the dam, remember that the resultant should be B by 3, or it should be within the base of the dam. It should not cross the base of the dam for the stability purpose, okay. So in this problem we'll determine the distance where the resultant cuts the base, which is given by Z. So here Z is equals to x bar plus h by 3 into P divided by W, okay. So h by 3, h is nothing but the total height of water stored in the dam. Capital P is the total pressure which we have calculated in step number 2, and capital W is self weight of the dam which we have calculated in step number 1, okay. So x bar we have to determine. Again x bar, it is given by an equation, that is a square plus ab plus of b square divided by 3 times a plus b. So here a and b are the top and bottom width of the dam. So when you substitute the values of top and bottom width of the dam in the equation, we get the value of x bar as 2.48 meters, okay. Substitute it properly using proper brackets, okay, then you will get the right answer, that is x bar will be 2.48 meter, okay. So this is nothing but this distance is from the heel of the dam, okay, from where we are storing the water, from that point to the where we are getting the CG, that is x bar. So it is given as we calculate it as 2.48 meter. So next, substituting this value of x bar in the above equation, in the equation Z. So x bar is x bar plus h by 3 into P by W. So when we substitute the value of x bar as 2.48 and h is nothing but height of water stored, that is 15 meter divided by 3 into P, that is capital P pressure intensity, that is given by 1125 divided by total self weight of the dam, that is 1728 kilonewton. So we get the value of Z bar as 5.73 meters. So which is less than the bottom width of the dam, that is 7 meter, okay. Hence as per the stability condition, the dam is safe. So next we go for the step number 4, that is we calculate eccentricity. So in the problem he has asked that determine the intensities of pressure when dam is full and when dam is empty. So for both the conditions we have to determine the pressure intensities. So in step number 4 we calculate eccentricity. So eccentricity, we are having two conditions. The first condition when the dam is full and the second condition when the dam is empty. So when the dam is full, eccentricity E is given as Z minus of B by 2. Okay, the equation is given as Z minus of B by 2, where Z is nothing but the distance of the resultant from the heel of the dam. So ZB is nothing but bottom width of the dam. So when we substitute the values, Z we have calculated as 5.73, B is given by 7. So 5.73 minus of 7 divided by 2. 7 divided by 2 is 3.5. So 5.73 minus of 3.5, we will get the value as 2.23 meters. So eccentricity when the dam is full, it is 2.23 meters. And moving over to the second condition, that is when the dam is empty. So when the dam is empty, eccentricity E is given by B by 2 minus of X bar. Okay, X bar is nothing but from the water face to the CG. Okay, so B is nothing but again same, that is base of the dam, base width of the dam. So when we substitute the value, B is nothing but 7 meters. So 7 divided by 2 minus of X bar is 2.48. So 3.5 minus of 2.48, we get the value as 1.02 meters. So these are the values of eccentricity when the dam is full and when the dam is dam is empty. So after calculating the eccentricity, the next step, that is step number 5, is calculation of maximum pressure and minimum pressure intensities.